So the Lakers played the San Antonio Spurs in what was a makeup game from months ago with all the wildfires that were devastating California, and for the Lakers, this was a game that they had to dominate. Because with LeBron being injured, they've been on a bit of a skid over the last 2 weeks or so, dropping to the 5 seed. And that is exactly what Luka and Austin Reaves helped this team do. They dominated, and I want to talk all about it. But first, this video is sponsored by WonderFan. WonderFan is an app that lets you win rewards and prizes just from being a sports fan. Yeah, you heard that right. Whether you're attending games, watching from home, following the latest news, or competing in weekly contests, you can collect points and redeem rewards like jerseys, gift cards, and even crazier. Every week, WonderFan is giving away $1,000. And no, there is no catch. I'm literally not joking. So go check out and download WonderFan today. It is the next big thing. I love using this app as a sports fan. Alright, so the Spurs actually started out this game with a pretty decent sized 9-2 lead, which was not a good sign for the Lakers with how things have been going, but Luka is just special, man. I can't stress it enough. He is very similar to LeBron and how he can lift a team of average players up just by himself. He creates so many open looks in the interior from his lobs, and it's not just the fact that he can throw lobs, it's the way he does it, because he uses different angles. Sometimes he will toss one over the side of his head, sometimes he will throw a normal one, sometimes he will throw a no-looker, and then sometimes he will actually look like he's throwing a lob to deceive the defense. He will use the same exact motion and will end up swinging the ball across the court to the corner for an open 3, or he will even take the floater. And Austin Reaves is really continuing to improve as well. The way he facilitates the offense is something that has really stood out to me, but not only that, he's been creating for himself. I saw him spin around his defender and finish inside through contact for an and one. I saw him create shots from behind the arc, and I even saw him create a few looks for Luka too. The Lakers as a whole moved the ball around. It was really pleasing to JJ Redick. They got into the blender, and Luka makes it impossible for a defense to double, because every time the Spurs did try to double the Lakers, they just picked them apart. Now let's look at some of the numbers from this game. Austin Reaves played 36 minutes leading the team and had 30 points with 7 rebounds and 6 assists. A near triple-double for a point guard. Like I've said a million times, Reaves really is proving he can be that third option when it matters most. And he only turned the ball over twice in 36 minutes. That's not bad at all, because LeBron usually turns it over like 4 or 5 times. And what was even more impressive is that he was plus 18 and 12 of 21 in terms of his shooting from the field. Jaxson Hayes had an impressive stat line. He played 27 minutes, and in that time, he had 9 points with 11 rebounds and 3 assists, and defensively, he had 2 steals. I guess I forgot to mention that with Austin Reaves, he had 2 steals as well, and the starting lineup as a whole had 10 steals, which is super impressive, and the Lakers defense forced 17 Spurs turnovers. Beyond that, Jordan Goodwin actually started in this game and was a workhorse. He logged a whopping 32 minutes and was super effective. He had 15 points with 4 rebounds and 3 assists and had 3 steals and a block. And then Dorian Finney-Smith had 15 points with 3 rebounds. The Lakers will take that out of him every single time. As for Luka, he was just 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. It was definitely not his best shooting night from the field, as he was 5 of 20, but he impacted the game in other areas. He had 21 points with 9 rebounds and had 14 assists, but on the defensive end, he had 3 steals, and he was one of the highest Lakers in terms of plus-minus, being plus 19. Now moving on to the bench, Dalton Knecht and Gabe Vincent combined for 24 points, and Knecht had 3 rebounds and 3 assists, and Vincent had 2 rebounds and 1 assist, and 2 steals. And we even got to see a Bronny James 3 at the end of the game as well. The Lakers played really solid defensively throughout this game. They did seem to lose their way a bit at the end of the third and beginning of the fourth, but it's tough at this point of the season to always stay 100% focused. But the way they were able to generate offense was at a championship level without LeBron. They had about 48 threes, 34 of them or so were uncontested, and almost all of that stems from Luka and Reaves. If the role players could have knocked down a few more shots, Luka easily would have had 18 or 19 or even a 20 assist night. That's how much of a general he was. The offensive consistency and decision making was really solid for all 4 quarters. When Luka was getting doubled or had a second defender kind of eyeing him, Austin Reaves was the one that was able to make a play. And I mean, when a guy like DFS is scoring 15 points, you know you are creating a lot of opportunities within the offense. The Lakers' new coming coming into this game that they had to emphasize protecting the paint more. Obviously, it's tough to defend Jokic, and the struggles kind of were exposed a bit against the Nuggets, and the Spurs are nowhere near the same team without Wemby, but I thought we saw a great response from guys like Vando and Hayes, and the effort to protect the paint and stop transition opportunities was there. Anyways, now let's take a look at some game film from this win. Let's look at this entire sequence from Luka. He initially looked like he was driving in, and he drew 2 defenders, and with eyes in the back of his head, he just flung the basketball right behind him without looking to create the wide open Gabe Vincent 3. This is a shot Vincent should have knocked down, but Luka stayed in the play, and the ball came off the rim right to him. He was able to grab the rebound, and he was able to get the easy finish. That is what you call taking command and doing everything. Next up, sticking with passing, here Luka starts with the ball backing down Chris Paul at the top of the floor. Goodwin cuts right in. I know this was a zone, but I'm not really sure what Sohan was doing because he didn't even bump Goodwin or try to get in his way at all, and Luka saw it the whole way, and Goodwin was able to cash in the easy layup right before the break. Now let's take a look at what Austin Reaves did right here, because he is getting so comfortable out there that even when he loses the ball, he can make a play. It almost helped him get separation, and he found Goodwin wide open in the corner, and that is just cash money. I am so happy the Lakers were able to keep Goodwin around. I think he has a lot of upside and potential, and LA got a big win over the Spurs with a final score of 125-109 to move back into the 4 spot in the West as things are starting to heat up for April. Here's what JJ Redick along with some of the other players had to say about this performance in their post-game interview.
Again, going back to our group and their responsiveness to everything throughout the season, they generally have done an outstanding job. When we've challenged them on certain things, they've responded. I think Greg has done a really nice job with not a lot of court time over the last few weeks, and really breaking down on film what we want our spacing to look like versus blitzes and pick and roll versus doubles in the post versus doubles from the nail versus fires from the top. Like we've done some really good things against that, and then just if they're not going to double and they're not going to blitz, like our packaging around that has I think been good. And even in some of the games where we haven't necessarily had a great offensive rating, you can kind of attribute that to turnovers and missing shots. I mean, even just the last 2 games, our rim efficiency was really, really poor.
Look, you guys played Denver Wednesday. Obviously, just coming off the recent game in Denver, but this franchise has history with them. I know you have a relationship with Jokic. Kind of, how do you view them as a opponent to be reckoned with in the Western Conference?
Look, I think the team that has Jokic on is always dangerous. With him on the court, there's always danger, and it's hard to play against him. He knows all the tricks. He's an amazing basketball player, but that's fun. That's fun for us. You know, that's a challenge for us, and it's fun. We like challenges, and I think it's going to be a great game.
That's really all I got for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you'd like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.